The Department of Justice is staying silent as abortion activists angrily protest outside Supreme Court justices' homes. This video shows a horde of 100 people outside Justice Samuel Alito's home this week. Christianné, the White House has been very careful to say that they support these protests as long as they're peaceful. However, this is not just protests. This is actually intimidation of justices, which is against the law. What are your thoughts on how the White House is handling this from a messaging standpoint?
Well, I think it goes to show you how politicized, unfortunately, the Department of Justice has become, as with so much in today's political climate. But the DOJ's lack of action and silence, specifically following the leak of these justices' private home addresses, is appalling. And it's appalling because we have federal U.S. code that outlines that any attempt, like you said, to interfere or obstruct with the administration of justice or attempt to persuade the outcome of a U.S. court case is illegal. So the DOJ's silence on this attempt to interfere with the administration of justice is remarkable. And you could argue what's even more remarkable is that it took the president multiple days to come out and actually condemn some of the violence that's come from these protests. And that's all fine and good, except for the fact that it doesn't address the fact
violent. They still say it's peaceful and they encourage it.
Illegal.
And Congress can't really do anything about it. There are laws against it, but DOJ can. Why aren't they doing anything, Chris?
Garland's a disgrace and should be impeached. There's multiple grounds for it. Take a look at the DOJ's targeting of parents in the whole school board issue, where we know now that they've opened cases and been tagging various parents who protested, just going in front of school boards and saying, hey, listen, we don't buy into all your cultural Marxism and your critical race theory and all the other nonsense that you're trying to, and because parents simply made their voices heard, the DOJ with teacher union types and National School Board Association types decided to target parents. And so Garland's happy doing that, but when you have overt intimidation of Supreme Court justices, then suddenly he's deaf, dumb, and blind, can't do anything, doesn't know what you're talking about. Hey, it's First Amendment, leave it alone. One wonders, hypothetically, if the tables were turned in some other way, if there'd be the same sort of attention paid at other protests at other public officials' homes.
Congressman, is there any kind of oversight here? Is there any way we can question DOJ?
There will be once we get the majority back, but until then, we're not going to be able to hold any of these administration officials accountable. When Garland was before the Judiciary Committee the last time, I specifically asked him, all of the prosecutions they're doing with January 6th, there was a breach with the Department of Interior, and I asked him, are you going to hold the same standard of judicial process to the people of January 6th that trespassed in the Capitol to these people that invaded the Department of Interior? He didn't even know about it.
Right.
And it happened blocks from his office.
The hypocrisy and the inconsistency of how they approach this is so radically politicized. That is precisely why job number one for a new Congress would be the impeachment of both Mayorkas and Garland. When it comes to impeachment, Democrats set new rules. Okay, line up because you're next.
Would you be an impeachment vote?
Oh, absolutely. And I think just on immigration with Mayorkas, you have tons of grounds. They're clearly violating federal law. Biden and his administration is clearly violating federal law.